The third and final stage of the KAP sani2c race had two starts. The early birds were batches C downwards and they rolled away from Jollyvet Farm after a stunning night hosted by the Linford School community. After a leisurely coffee and breakfast, A and B batches fired up their legs for a mid-morning departure. 86 kilometres, 850 metres of climbing awaited on the race to Scottburgh Golf Club. Leaders Team PYGA Euro Steel's Matthys and Beukes had just over 3 minutes in hand over DSV's Gert and Arno de Toit. Dormakaba's Robyn and Sam Sanders had just under 4 minutes to defend over Galileo risks Theresa and Sarah Hill. A charge through Derek Whiteley's cane fields and along the Fafa River towards the first climb of the day, Clint's climb, and that sorted the contenders from the pretenders. The split saw the race leaders joined by their second team of Pieter and Philimon Sebona, as well as Matthys and Stuart Marais of NAD Pro and Team DSV's Haynes and Toit. Hovering around 40 seconds off were the Beukes giant youngsters Nicole Carstens and Marco Hubert after the latter had a minor fall. The toughest challenge of the day, the wickedly steep and rough work to be done climb in Vernon Crook's Nature Reserve, was conquered by all the leading group. But shortly afterwards, Haynes stopped to sort out a broken spoke, and DSV's hopes of an overall or stage win were gone. That gave third place NAD Pro the chance to close the gap on GC and take second place. With their closest GC rivals off the pace, PYGA Euro Steel were in control up front. The brutal power of Matthys had partner Stuart Marais hanging on as they closed in on the Chep floating bridge in Scottburgh. On the drag up to the finish, Pieter de Toit laid down the power. Beers matched him, but Marais was a spent force, and Philimon Sebona finished ahead of him to ensure a first stage win for the PYGA Euro Steel second team. Full base and Matthys Beukes rolled home seconds later to claim the overall victory by 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Beers and Marais for NAD Pro took second as DSV's Haynes and Toit lost just over 5 minutes.
Challenging few days, but especially yesterday is the make or break day, so yesterday was quite hard, and thankfully stuff played out so we can just sit wheel today, so it made it a lot easier today, but really happy to take an Sony win.
After 3 days of enthralling racing in the women's race, Stage 3 was another fight to the bitter end between leaders dormakaba and chasers Galileo risk. Robyn and Sam Sanders had just under 4 minutes over Theresa and Sarah Hill and spent the morning managing their efforts and marking any attacks. The dormakaba pair were a picture of composure and confidence, an encouraging sign for both. Groot riding her first race of the year after surgery in January, and Sanders back on the bike after a serious bout of flu. Like the men's race, it also came down to a sprint at the golf club. Groot led out Sanders, but Sarah Hill was behind her, and Theresa just pipped Sanders on the line to take a second stage win in a row. But the overall victory went to dormakaba's Robyn and Sam Sanders by 3 minutes and 57 seconds.